Hello everyone. How we doing? Okay, for Facebook, make sure you share this broadcast. And sharing is caring. Tag, share it with somebody. For YouTube, hey sugar, how you doing? Make sure you subscribe. And for Instagram, make sure you're following me so that you know where are you listening to me. Um, when I'm live. So today's topic is errors in the story. Error in the story. You doing all right today? Errors in the story. Okay, so those of you who've been watching me and will watch this video, you know that August has been totally devoted to um client engagement. So today's topic is errors in the story. Hello, Miss Tequila. Thank you for joining me. Where are you listening to me from? So Sunday, I did a Facebook Live. It was an awesome training. For those who attended, I'm sure you received a lot of information because we went in. I talked about client engagement, how to turn your clients into paying clients. I went in. And it was absolutely free, a $600. Hello, Desiree Sims. How are you doing? A $600 class was brought to you live totally for free. Hello, Tracy. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me. So, thank you all for joining me. I remember when I was a child. When I was a child, I was about 10 years old. And it was during the time where I decided that I wanted to make my own money. And at this particular time, it was what I describe as my first boom. And booms in my life, the things that I call booms are transformational. I mean, they're not transformational. That's the wrong word. They are they make your life do 190-degree turn. Like they just change everything around, right? And this particular time, my great grandfather had died because I was raised by my great grandparents. And I was only living with my great grandmother. And this was my first introduction to what poverty really was, because before I never really knew what poverty was, because I had everything I needed. I had everything I wanted. Whenever we wanted to go somewhere, or my great grandmother wanted to go somewhere, she always had the money. But this particular time, money was scarce because she was surviving off of one income. And at this particular time, the 10-year-old in me thought, and it had to be the voice of God to direct me this, because this is actually during the time after I actually got saved too. But anyway, I started making money. Hello, DMT. How are you doing? Where are you listening to me from? Type it at the bottom. I started making my own money, and this was actually my first journey to entrepreneurship. And what I would do is I would play lookout. How are you doing, teacher? Thank you for joining me. I would play lookout, and I would charge the kids like a nickel here, a dime here, a quarter here, depending on how dangerous they were acting bad. I mean, they were showing out. They were going places they didn't have any business going to. We were all forbidden, right? And so my job was to run back and forth to make sure that they didn't get caught. And if the parents came out, to come up with an excuse why they weren't in the front yard, and to rush and run and get them so that they could hurry up and come back wherever I told their parents they were. which was crazy because if we got caught, we were all going to be in trouble. But somewhere along the line, I went from playing lookout to selling candy. Hello, CM Hampton. I went from being a lookout, and because that wasn't making me enough money, I went to selling candy. I sold candy to kids and I made a heck of a profit. I mean, 75% profit. Okay. That's a heck of a profit. And one of the things that allowed me to be successful in that journey, you doing all right, is the fact that I developed a need. I had a product that people wanted, which was candy. The kids wanted candy, right? And because they had limited access to the candy, I offered convenience because I was right there with the candy. They didn't have to go anywhere. Only thing they had to do was put their orders in. And so and after I did that, I ended up working at a little corner food truck. It was actually a snack truck. And so I had enough money saved from 10 years old all the way until I was about 14 or 15 years old. Yeah, CM Hampton says, hello. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Just got home from work. Oh, wonderful. So today I'm talking about errors in the story, and I'm sharing one of my stories. So somewhere after 15, an error occurred. No longer did I have the mindset to where I believed that anything that I wanted, that I could come up with a plan and I could achieve it. Somewhere there was an error in the story, in my life story, right? Because instead of being positive, instead of making plans, instead of being determined for a goal, the opposite occurred. I had self-doubt. I had a lot of fear. I did not realize these things. I did not realize that in the story of my life, that I was not just a character, but I was an author. A lot of times when we fail to be who God created us to be or who we were made to be, we forget that. We forget that we are co-authors of our story, that we walk around as though we're just a character, an extra per se in the story. Why C.M. Hampton says, why do you think that is? Hello, Ivan. I believe the reason why we forget is our environment tells us different. Because if I take you back to when I said I was 10 years old and my first job or my first experience of entrepreneurship was me providing services where I was playing lookout for a nickel, dime, and a quarter based on how dangerous or how much trouble the kids got in is how much I charge. And I would give them credit till the first of the month because that's when their parents got their check and they could pay whatever was on their bill. So I went from having, and in order to construct that, you have to have like a positive attitude. I had to believe that what I was doing would work. But somewhere along the line, the error occurred because I allowed fear and doubt to come in. And that wasn't fear that came on its own. It came from life experiences when things did not always work out the way I thought it would work out, even though to be honest, because I allowed fear and doubt, low self-esteem to take control or to become the authors in my story. Hello, Ash. Thank you for joining me. it steered me away from who I was supposed to be. Hello, Black woman. Thank you for joining me. I'm talking about the errors in the story. But the thing is, once you realize that you are co-author, that 80% that happens to you, you have control of it, then your mind starts to transform. You realize that you do possess some superpowers. You have the power of your mindset, because when you change your mind, you operate differently. Your body sends vibrations into the atmosphere. The next power that you realize once your mind is changed, hello teaser, is that the power in your words. If you take your mind, start to change your mind, and you add the power of words to it, you'll see it'll be like going from a dark room and a light being turned on. All of a sudden things look brighter, all because you changed your language. And then I mentioned this earlier, you learn that you have the power of choice. And then when you discover that you have the power of choice, your actions are different. And when your actions are different, you start to eliminate the errors that you caused or allowed in your story. Now, when I was a child, there are some things that I did not have control of. I did not have control of the 20% that was going on. I did not have the control of losing my great-grandfather. I did not have control of where I lived when I was a child. I did not have control of the fact that my great-grandmother lost income. But I had control of who I was. I had control of my hopes, my dreams. But I gave them all away. And I picked up in exchange fear, doubt, and low self-esteem. And those things turned into depression. But one day I was in a situation after a dream. And in the dream, a man appeared to me and told me, we had a conversation, and we were talking about the mind, about these things that I just gave you, about the mind, about the words, about choice, and about action. And in the conversation, in the dream, my memory, my recollection came back to that 10-year-old who knew if they had a plan, if they had a vision for themselves, that they could achieve any goal. That it really wasn't about the titles. It really wasn't about the people around me understanding who I was, as long as I knew who I was and I had a goal, and I applied a plan to that goal, and I went toward that goal, and my mind was made up, my words, my declarations, my proclamations, everything that came out of my mouth was in the direction of that goal. My choices aligned to the goal that I had, and that followed up by action. And those are the things that you need when you decide that you want transformational change in your life. Whether that be business, whether that be finances, or whether that be what relationship. Let me introduce myself if I haven't. I did not mean to be rude. My name is Jackie. I am a life and business coach. What I do is I help new and current plus future entrepreneurs build their life, their finances, and their business. Once we start building and get things in alignment, that's the thing that gets you to more. Whatever more is to you. More could be a better house. More could be a better neighborhood. More could be a legacy for your children. More could be a better career. More could just be loving yourself more. More is basically being the person that you were created to be from the time you were in your mama's womb. It's about being that authentic person, that person that you were created to be. And you know what? For many years, I thought I was running away from this thing because I was scared. Because remember what I told you, I picked up fear, I picked up doubt, I picked up low self-esteem, and I got comfortable with those things. And when you get comfortable with those things, you have to be able to release those things in order for the things that you really desire, the place that you really need to be, the place that you really need to be connected, so it can begin to manifest in your life. But you know what? Here's the thing. It's impossible for you to do it by yourself. Hello, Ekin. Hello, Jerjal. How are you doing? Are you doing all right? It's impossible for you to do it by yourself because you have grown comfortable with the things that has blocked you. And this is why it's important for you to get a hold to a mentor, a coach, an advisor, somebody that can help get you out the trenches. You doing all right? Because you are inside that bubble, it's hard for you to see anywhere else but inside that bubble. And because that coach, that advisor, that mentor is outside looking in, they can see whatever it is surrounding that bubble that's keeping you trapped in and help you maneuver your way out. And that way, you eliminate the errors in your story, and then you will start to finally bring about victories in your story. That's all I have for today. If you would like somebody to help you get to more, message me today. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, just click the Linktree link in the bio and let's talk. Let's work this thing out. For those that are on YouTube that watch this, make sure you subscribe, and I will put a link below in the comments. Thank you. My name is Jackie. I am a life and business coach. What I do is I help people build their life, build their finances, and build their businesses. Let's build, y'all. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. See you Wednesday.